Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're trying something different. We will be narrating our videos from now on actually, in order to give you more depth into our trip and to provide more information as well. So let's get to it. We did a 4-day cruise to Conzumel, Mexico using Royal Caribbean Cruise Line. The trip was phenomenal. It was my first time and I freaking loved it. I am the type of traveler that likes to plan things out, know where I'm going, know my destination, know the points of interest. And going through a cruise is just completely kind of takes all that pre-planning and all that stress away. It was so much fun just walking in, letting them worry about kind of entertaining you and putting on shows, not having to figure out where to go, checking out their itinerary and picking out the events that I want to be part of. Also, really cool story. We won $300 at the casino, which the trip cost us $600. So we ended up essentially cruising for $300. So that's pretty cool. Did a lot of lounging, a lot of swimming, a lot of eating. We also did all of their shows. We were actually part of their Love and Marriage game show, which was really fun. It was a little nerve-wracking being in front of an audience and getting up there and just having them judge your relationship, which was definitely memorable. Now, to talk a little bit more about kind of how things work on the top deck, you have two pools. There's one that is a solarium and then one that's directly under the sun. My wife and I preferred the solarium because you could get more shade here, and then the pool was just beautifully adorned with these two elephants and then the lion. So for just aesthetics, the solarium pool was amazing. The outside pool was also great for catching more sun rays. Pick and choose, everybody has their own taste. We just like the solarium better because it was also next to the food bar. Anyways, speaking of food, they have buffets in the morning, in the afternoon, and in the evening. We did the buffet obviously in the morning and in the afternoon, but we did not do it in the evening because we chose to dine at their fancy restaurant experience in the cruise. Their food was freaking amazing. It was so much better than the buffet food. I don't know why anyone would go to the buffet other than if they have just picky eaters or they have kids that just want the basics. The buffet will always have something for everyone, but the dinner is where it's at. With this cruise line, it was so delicious and it was so worth it. I mean, the way we see it is if we're spending almost $100 for a fancy meal, that was 4 nights that we had it, so that's like almost a $400 value in just food alone. So freaking Serenade of the Seas, thank you for delicious meals if you're listening. Now, we arrived to Conzumel on the 3rd day, and we spent there from 9 in the morning till 6 in the afternoon. We actually rented a scooter and we went all around the island, and the freaking island is so gorgeous. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful there. When you land, when the ship arrives to port, you're just gonna see a lot of tourist traps. There's just gonna be so many people trying to get you to do all these like little excursions and adventures, but all they're doing is just putting you in a bus and taking you from one place to another. Get the freedom, rent a scooter, and just kind of do it on your own. It's so much better. What we ended up doing is we went to a small little town called Cedral, and the town was a little bit of a ghost town. There weren't a lot of tourists or people there. Apparently they were hit really hard because of COVID and tourism was dying down, but they're excited to get more tourists in. They're really happy to see you. Please do not be overwhelmed. A lot of people there rely on tourism, and so some of them were a little bit aggressive with like, hey, how you doing, they're trying to be nice to you because they're trying to get your business. Please don't be overwhelmed or think that they're being discourteous. They're just trying to earn your business. And then this little town has a small ruin that you saw there. It's nothing too special, nothing to write home about. It's a tiny little ruin, but it's still pretty cool to see that it's got ancient Mayan roots. And so we also tried their tequila tasting tour. It was very short. It's basically just a gentleman that walks you through their facility and tells you how tequila is made, particularly how organic tequila is made and where they make it. And then he'll take you to a building where he'll let you try some of their organic tequila, which was very smooth. If you're buying any of their tequila from here, please be aware if you're flying to just limit yourself to 1 or 2 bottles. My favorite part about this town and this excursion was their cenote. Their cenote had cave dwellings where bats resided in on the ceiling, and you got to see them. They were super cool. I wasn't able to properly film them because of contrast, light and dark. I also got to jump off a cliff, technically, I guess, or I guess a cave opening. Whatever the case is, here it is on the video. It was fun. I think it was about 15 feet high, and pretty scary moment just jumping down, and there I go, just like slammed my ass right against that water. It hurt, but it was fun. Also got to see an older couple, a 74-year-old man and a 66-year-old lady. They made that jump as well, and they just took it like it was nothing, like they've been doing it all day. That same couple also was riding scooters, so we were able to ride with them the rest of the trip, and we just went all around the island. Also, a really cool thing to know about this town is that the locals told me that during early May, you can actually experience their festival. It's about a 4-day festival. It's kind of like a church event, but they get lit. They have drinks, they have food, and so you can actually be if you're taking a cruise during that time, they said that they'll actually allow visitors to come and partake in their festival as well. So after we wrapped up with the cenote, we continued on to the rest of the island, and it was great. Like, we got to see just beautiful turquoise waters. I'm a big fan of just kind of like rocky beaches, just because I feel like they're so dynamic. They're less boring than sandy white beaches. But if that's your thing, if you love just plain sandy beach and just like clear white sand and just turquoise waters, there's a very nice stretch between Playa Bonita and Playa Chumul on the east coast of Conzumel that you're gonna love. It's just like, and especially on that side, there's very few tourists, so if you're out there, you're just gonna feel like you practically are in like a private beach some points, because there's like not that many people. Now, to just summarize this trip, freaking amazing, beautiful. I loved it. I think it was completely worth the money. It ended up probably costing us, after all the expenditures and even souvenirs, I ended up buying a pair of boots here. I was able to negotiate with one of the sales guy, got it for $60, which was, I think it was a really good deal for me. But after all our expenditures, we probably ended up actually spending around maybe like $550 to $600 with souvenirs and with paying for parking, and that's obviously including the $300 that we ended up winning at the casino. So was it worth it? Yes, it was definitely worth it. You got to relax, you got to have fun, and you got to see a beautiful island with beautiful beaches, and with something that I wasn't expecting, which was the cenote. I freaking love cenotes. So yeah, definitely worth it. I say check it out, take a trip, use Royal Caribbean if you live in Central Florida, Central or the west side of Florida in Tampa, then you can definitely check them out. It was a relatively inexpensive trip. Have fun, guys, and thanks for watching.